good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV, and this is the Transfer Rumours show. Yes, Transfer Rumours, exactly what they are, rumours, not signings. We don't do what people do on Twitter or social media in general. Go out there and say, we are signing somebody. If you saw my video last night, if you haven't, checked it out. Please do check it out. It is very good. I've had a lot of good feedback from it. Yes, I may have lost a couple of subscribers, but I think they're because maybe they're mates with Sean Casey and they've probably dropped off because they don't like facts, they don't like truth. And that is the problem. And that is the issue. But anyway, before we get into the show, if you do like what you see, please do smash that like. It does help the channel up the search. So please do give it a like. If you are brand new to the channel, come and hit the subscribe. Come and join this great community on the way towards 1200. Also hit that bell notification to let you know when I'm live, have a free recording, or any upcoming shows as well. So as I say, we are not in the nose. We are only reporting what the media put out there for links, and we'll have a look at these players. That is exactly what we do on these shows, like us, like the Toon Review, like Pete Proudlock. You know the ones we mean.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we speak facts on here. If somebody told me to start doing my YouTube, to come on here and lead people up the garden path, or to say this player signing, that player signing, do you know what I'd do? I would pack YouTube up and walk away, because I'm not here to tell lies to anybody. Let me be clear on that. I am not here to tell lies. I am here to give you the facts. I always have done, always will do. And if somebody told me to change and go the other way, I would say, right, stuff it, I'm walking away. That's exactly what I would do. Because I am not leading anybody up the garden path. I think it's disgusting. I think it's a disgrace on some fans, because you're getting some people's hopes up and then they're dashed because they say the player goes somewhere else. Why would you want to leave yourself wide open on Twitter or Facebook or wherever it is by putting out bold statements at such and such signing for Newcastle that he goes and signs elsewhere? Because what's the point of taking the backlash, taking all the trolls and everything on top of you? Because at the end of the day, for anything that's thrown at you, if you throw shit hard enough, it will stick. And that's exactly what's doing to a lot of these so-called IT cases. It is sticking. Like Sir Sean Casey, it is sticking. And anyway, I'm delighted to be joined by John. How are you, John?
Big up, Tony, too. You know what? Great rant, by the way. Good afternoon, mate. Hi to everyone in the chat as well. Hope everyone's fine. And yeah, I totally agree with Tony, everything he said. Yeah. My advice to people, right, is nobody knows. No one knows what's going on in the transfer, yeah? Only the club knows, yeah? So the best to do, take a step back, right? Yeah, talk about a player, yeah? But don't say he's going to come to us. Otherwise, we're going to get egg on our face. The transfer window hasn't even opened yet until 1st of July. And yet, all these names being linked to us, right? Oh, he's coming, yeah? It gets clicks. It gets likes. Do you know what I mean? It's as simple as that. So, guys, just chill out. We're the real ones, right? Tony, Pete, Paul, Lee Lawyer, and myself, right? We're the ones who doesn't talk BS. We talk facts. And that's all there is to it, yeah? So don't get overexcited. Wait till they have an article, until they have the shirt on the backs with a scarf over their head, and then that's where we decide to play a Tony. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely, John. And some people thought I was brave, I was bold to put that video out last night. No, I only put that out because I want people to know that there is people out there who talk absolute bullshit. And I mean, it's bullshit. And us YouTubers always get it thrown at us. Oh, but it's YouTubers again. They're always talking loads of rubbish. No, we're not. It's certain people who talk. It's certain people who talk crap, and we know who they are, and we know who the number one bullshitter in the world is. Billy Bullshitter is no other than Sean Casey. We know that, and the thing is, why do you want to put yourself out in there and get yourself barracked for no reason whatsoever? Because I tell you what, I wouldn't do it. I can't be bothered to do it. And as I say, at the end of the day, when we are linked to players, as I say, we look at these players. It doesn't necessarily mean they're going to sign for the club, but we have a look at them. We'll see what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, what their stats are. and we have a discussion. Get the people in the chat too. Anybody who comes on my channel, I know there'll be people that are watching John's now and probably not been on my channel before, but my regular viewers who come on here know that I will never lead anybody up the garden path. And I promise that. If I broke that promise, I would walk away from YouTube. Simple as. But I know I wouldn't break that promise because that is not me. I will not tell anybody a pack of lies for no reason. Sorry, John.
No, I was just saying, Tony, that there's one who posted out a tweet. I'm not going to mention his name, right? He's not a YouTuber, right? But I've seen it. I know it. Lorraine knows it. Calling us YouTubers, right? Absolute muppets. Absolute calling us, me and you, super fans. Let me just be clear on this, guys. We are not super fans. We're Newcastle United Football Club, football fans, yeah? That is what we are. We love our club with passion. We love our club to do well and be successful, win football matches, yeah? Yes, I'm a YouTuber, yeah? Don't get me wrong, yous as well, Tony. But at the end of the day, we are just Newcastle fans. That's all there is to it. And yet, you get people on there, the trolls and the bullies, do not like YouTubers. This is why they have a go at us, yeah? And I think some of our fan base, right, I'm going to be real. I know people watching this as well. You're not going to get forced. You're not going to force us off on this platform. You're not going to force us off Twitter. You're not going to force us off of YouTube. We love doing what we are doing, Tony, and the people in the chat, yeah? And let's be real, right? If you don't like it, don't watch us. Don't watch us, yeah? Just go and bully someone else, yeah? But there's a lot of jealousy out there because we are successful in what we do. We love what you're doing. It's as simple as that. So the keyboard warriors and the trolls, get yourself in the bin. Get in the bin.
Thank you for that, John. Okay, let's get to some comments before we get to the first player. Yeah, absolutely, John. Brian says, evening, Tony and John, I heard Finger Blaster is our number one transfer target. I'm in the North. Sean Casey's a diamond. Chelsea can naff off. Boyley is playing a FIFA manager. Absolutely, Brian. It's just ridiculous. Paul says, evening, Tony, evening to you, Paul. Tino says, hello, Tony and John. Enjoyed being in the pod with you last night, John.
Do you know what? Steve he's only a young lad, right? He's 14 and he spoke really well for the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a few people come on the channels for the first time, mainly my channel, of course. Yeah. As people like Sean, we had Adam, also we had Shelley Crawford as well. So, yeah. Lewis Thompson too.
Yeah. Brian says, tell you what, Sean Casey should do, apply for Britain's Got Talent. He'd make a great comedian. Ant Deck who host it can put in a good word for him. Very good evening, everybody. Says, Bia, good evening to you, Bia. Gary says, good afternoon, Tony and John. Good afternoon, Gary D. Hope you're well. Blakey says, Tony, tell you how it is. What us real fans and not ITKs, absolutely, mate. Eltel Cockrell says, good afternoon, Tony and John. Good afternoon to you, Eltel. My regular Daniela, West Ham fan, says, you're right, Tony. The first window does not open till the 16th, so no one's signing anyone till then. Absolutely, Daniela, absolutely.
Sorry, Danielle, I said the 1st of July, but you're right. I take it back to you, sort of thing. I hope you well, but please say hello to us. Well, yeah, every time you come on the channel, you never say hello to us.
Who, Daniela?
Nah, I don't think she has. I think she
she does. Yeah.
Hi, Danielle.
Yeah, she always does, yeah. Yeah.
Nah, she sounds a good chat. She sounds a good chatter.
She's brilliant, Daniela. She's, I think she came on my channel the first time I'd done a West Ham Newcastle pre-match, and she's came back ever since. So, you know, for about the last 18 months. So she's absolutely brilliant, Daniela, and everybody likes her in the chat as well.
Wow. Well,
she always has banter with Tanji when he's in the chat as well. Brian says, in the North, think they have contacts to agents. The only person that does is Fabrizio. Absolutely. Ian says, evening, Tony and John. Good evening to you, Ian Fleming. Hope you're well. Blakey says, Fabrizio is very reliable, gets it wrong, but until the club announce anything, take it with a pinch of salt. Yeah, I mean, look, classic one from Fabrizio was Joe Pedro. Here we go. And then all of a sudden, he got dropped and we signed Isak. So, yeah, absolutely. Not everybody gets it right. But Fabrizio's pretty spot on. I never click on, I give them a like, lad, says Gary. Absolutely. Mick says, Big up Tony and John Sinclair. Great video
All right,
last night,
Tony.
Tony. Cheers,
Yeah,
mate. Thanks very much. Good evening to you, trolls, as well. Daniela says, Sunday lunch with Pinot Noir. Lovely, Daniela. Lovely. I like your style. Tino says, I don't understand. Everyone's kicking off about the IT case. Casey is this because of what he said about us. It's not just that, Tino. He said other stuff that's never come out and been true. He said about players signing last season and they never signed. So it's not just a new thing from Sean Casey. It's happened quite a bit.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, it says a done deal's a done deal, right? And then look what happens. Bosh. He goes to Chelsea. He goes to Chelsea.
Yeah, I know there's been things said about me in the past from Sean Casey because he knows because I call him out. That is the problem, and he doesn't like it. So, Bia says certain YouTubers are just as bad with imaginary barbecues, etc. Tino says, I saw that tweet yesterday. It is a joke. People on Twitter talk shit and then blame you on when the transfer falls through. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. They do. Yeah. The trolls will never win, no facts.
Definitely not.
Brian says, facts, Tony. I won't stop calling out these IT case. There's a little bit on info on Sean Casey. He lives in Ellen, but he's never beaten Newcastle United game. That doesn't surprise me. I know he's been on a couple of YouTube shows, and I look and I think I would never have him on my channel. Not that he'd come on here. Good evening, Julie J.
Big up, Julie J.
Trolls just watch his local club win 4-0. Nice one.
Well done to you, Trolls.
There you are. Daniela says, hello, Huns. There you go.
Big up from Danielle. Big West Ham fan as well, by the way.
If Bruno goes, I want us to go for Joe Gomez or more. Set it on Twitter. I get it, Beresford. Yeah, very similar players to 21. He could become very... Do you know what? Absolutely. I like Joe Gomez. I think he's a cracking player and maybe he's wasted at Wolves. But yeah, I can't see Bruno going, if I'm honest with you. We know Liverpool are sniffing around as well. But tell you what it is. At the end of the day, there's only one person can say yes or no to that transfer, and that is Bruno himself. And there is been some rumours going around. I say rumours because that's what they are. That Bruno is happy to stay for another season. And then if things don't improve after next season, then he may be off, which is fair enough, because football's a short career and he's an ambitious person, wants to win trophies, wants to win medals. You can't blame the guy, You're in football to win. That's what you're there for. So, you know, but we'll see what happens next season.
And all it is, Tony, as well, I'm going to say the statement, elite sports is all about winning trophies. And we haven't won a trophy since 69. We haven't won the FA Cup since 1955. We haven't won the league title since 1927. Yeah, let that sink in. Yeah, and I've seen some people on social media said, we got to be patient. 55 years, but not win a trophy and tell us to be patient. Really? I want to win a trophy. Give us an FA Cup anytime and a Carbo Cup.
Yeah. John Toon says, John, it's good to see people giving us proper transfer news, unlike that moron Sean Casey. Yeah, well said. Thank you.
I don't have anything to do with Sean Casey, to be fair. I'm not going to lie, but no connections with this guy. So,
yeah, I've urged a few channels not to get him on their channels. So, Foxy, hi mate. He says Sean Casey's great comedy to me. To be honest, I enjoy watching him look silly every transfer window. People shouldn't take it seriously or get wound up about things that are minor in life. It's not that, Foxy. We know it's mate, but look, Foxy, it's not that. It's the fact is, it's when people start blaming the likes of me, John, Paul, Billy from Toon Review, and Alex, and Pete Proudlock, saying that we are there to spread lies when we're not.
We don't. And they want to know what it is, right? Go on, Tony, carry on.
The thing is, the only way you should put a bold statement out if he wanted to say that Torsten is definitely signing, he's got to have some info that is very, very close to Torsten and to himself that he knows that he is definitely signing. But he hasn't. It's all pie in the sky for Casey. He just puts his hand in the air, plucks something out and go, oh, I'll put that on a tweet today. So He's put the Newcastle shirt out today. Now, I'd laugh my socks off if that's a different shirt on Friday morning when it's released. I will absolutely pay myself laughing because it's a classic Sean Casey, like I said.
Agreed.
Go on,
Absolutely
John.
agreed. No. I was just saying that people like us do like a transfer show. I mean, people are accusing us of spreading lies. We do not spread lies, and that's it.
John Tun says another guy who used to be really reliable was Mr. Scout, but I don't know what happened to him. Oh, I don't know. I've never heard of him, mate, to be fair.
Nah,
Hi, PD. All right, mate?
Big up, Pete.
Voyage was taken on Twitch, has said best viewers on YouTube. Thank you very much indeed, Voyage, on Twitch.
Big up, Voyage.
Daniela says, we are connected to hundreds of players during the window. Don't believe anything of them until having club photos. Absolutely, Daniela. Absolutely. Casey's never beaten Newcastle. Bruno said he isn't going. He said he looks forward to the 24-25, so not going. Let's hope. I don't even mean this summer. I just mean in the future. If he ever leaves, Joe could be top. Do you know what? I would even bring him in the strength and depth. Do you know what I mean? Kishan says, look, I don't know who Sean Casey is. He seems he's a first class one, mate, at that. Come on, John, we won the Intertoto Cup as well, says Ian. Hello, Jam Stasher. Yeah, absolutely. And the Salah Cup, says Julie. Yeah, absolutely, we did.
Yeah.
I would like us to go for Madueke instead of Brian Mbeumo and only 22 miles cheaper. I mean, Madueke, do you know what? I do quite like him. I think there's something about him and he just needs a bit of more fine tuning, and I think he'd be a great player. But I'm not sure if he'd be cheaper or not, because Chelsea paid 40 million for him, so I'm not sure.
I like Madueke, I really do. He's quite skillful. He's unpredictable, by the way. You don't know what you're going to get from this guy, but he's left-footed, could go on the right as well, and he does score goals as well. But yeah, I know. I don't think he'll be leaving Chelsea anyway, but we're not being linked with him, so I see where you're coming from.
Yeah. Tino says, can I just say in the last 2 days my Twitter account gained about 400 followers because of people like NUFC, Will, Sean Casey and John. Only good thing is Sean Casey's ever done. Richard says, don't believe anything until I see them win the top. Absolutely, that's what I always say. Once they're wearing that top and they've got the scarf above their head at St James's Park and it's been officially announced by the club, you know they've signed. Chelsea have 8 wingers. I go Chelsea defender. Lee says, good evening, Tony and John. How are you keeping? All the media full of crap. Only believe it when the players on the pitch though, and Newcastle top one. Absolutely, Lee, mate. Absolutely right.
Got in one.
And Foxy says he has zero credibility, so whatever he says about any other YouTuber should be taken with a pinch of salt, mate. He said DCL's better than Kane, Caicedo, done to Arsenal, Madison, Paquetá, and Tolson to us. Yeah, the guy's just an absolute complete and utter moron. Right, okay. Now, the first player I'm going to put on screen. Now, this is a surprise link. Not only is he linked to us, but also West Ham United as well. And it's a free transfer signing as well. Now, I'm a bit surprised by the signing. Well, not signing, sorry. Rumour, I mean. Now, would it be a good signing? I'm not sure, but we're going to have a look at his stats. We know he's been around quite a while in football, but he's been all over. He's Premier League proven, so we know he's been around. And the guy's 36 years of age now. That's the thing. But it's still fairly young for his position. And it's this guy, QPR's Asmir Begovic, the Bosnian goalkeeper. Right. Now then, according to various news outlets, ourselves and West Ham are keen on him. He's on a free transfer because his contract's coming out with QPR. QPR want him to sign a new deal and stay because he's been great for them. We know Asmir Begovic has been around a long time. He played at Stoke City. He's played at Everton. He's played at Chelsea, Bournemouth, Portsmouth, Ipswich Town, Yeovil Town, Macclesfield even, So we know he started off at Portsmouth as a youth player. Last season, he started all 45 games for QPR, so only missed one game. He was Team of the Week 5 times. Concedes 1.3 goals per game. He only faced one penalty last year and didn't save it. He made 45 saves from outside the box and 77 from inside the box. He parried 29 of those as well. He made 123 saves in total. He gets 37.4 touches per game. Accurate passing is 65% per game. And he kept 13 clean sheets last season for QPR, even though they were about mid-table, I think, QPR, where they finished. And he got 4 yellow cards and he had 1 red card last season as well. The reason why apparently Begovic has been linked is because we are looking at him in a way for just to strengthen up the goalkeeping department and just to put a bit of experience in there. Now, if Dubravka's going in the summer, then yes, okay, we do need a bit of experience in there. Now, obviously, there's talk of Nick Pope possibly going as well. Look, but at the end of the day, if it's for a bit of experience, I can see the point. I can see where he's coming from in this one. John, what's your thoughts? Asmir Begovic, would you take him just to sit on the bench as like maybe a second or third choice keeper ahead of Gillespie?
For me, I mean, he's been good in the past, I'm not going to lie, but this one could be like a last minute thing for me. But for experience, yes, that's the number 2. It's a hard one because, we are looking for a goalkeeper. I mean, we need to get someone coming in like a up-and-coming goalkeeper. For me, it's going to get better. But that is Philly being my first choice, obviously. But I think, it's a hard one for me, Tony. I mean, I think it would be a cheap backup. I'll go with Foxy on that one. Would it be my choice? Probably not. But a cheap backup, yes. For me, I'll probably say I'm going to have to pass on that one. No disrespect to Berkovic. I think he's been good in the past, but I would have him. There's a reason why that Harley has gone on for him.
Yeah, I think.
Yes,
I think you should stay.
Tony.
I think you should sign back for QPR, really, to be honest with you.
I agree.
Lee and UFC. Jam Stasher says, sign him. I'm not sure about this keeper, says Julie. Chelsea now wanting to sign Mohamedashvili. Yeah, I mean, look. Yeah, again, another one of our targets, and Chelsea are there again. I don't think they have a scouting department. I think they just copy everybody else's, Daniela says, yes, all the ITKs and journalists are saying Liverpool and Man U looking to Kudos, but we are not selling him. It's not strengthened to buy a geriatric keeper, says Trolls. Scott says, no thanks, relegation team signing. Foxy says, if we're going with Pope as number 1, then Begovic is a cheap backup option as second choice. Wouldn't be my choice, but also would be totally against it, depending on wages. Yeah, absolutely, Foxy, I totally agree. He's another carrier signing, be at 18 months and then gone. Not for me, says Pete. Chelsea wanted Mohamedashvili since under Roman Abramovich, apparently, says Jesse Jules. Begovic, a good character as well. Leader, pretty sure he was captain of QPR, says Foxy. Interesting as well. Guys, if you're new to the channel, do hit that subscribe and also smash the likes if you don't mind. Thank you. That'd be fantastic. If you're on, it's all black and white TV, by the way. Right, okay, so we've looked at Begovic. Not really a signing that really inspires anybody. Again, it's just media talk saying that ourselves and West Ham. I mean, you're right, we don't want a geriatric keeper. But, what's the point of somebody just sitting around if they're not going to do anything? You may as well stay with QPR and, and yeah, exactly that. Just stay with QPR, sign a new deal with them and try and help them in the championship. Troll says, worst case scenario, Pope gets his shoulder dislocated. We have Begovic and Gillespie as backup. No. Absolutely, mate. Right. Okay. Right. So the next player we're going to look at, and again, this is another one that's came out of the blue. Well, it's not came out of the blue. It's been doing the rounds for the past few days now. And it concerns this man here. That's another goalkeeper, and that's Villarreal's goalkeeper, Philip Jorgensen. Now, Philip Jorgensen is a 22-year-old Danish goalkeeper. He's about 6'3", 6'4". Long shots as he's saving. He's got no outstanding weaknesses. He started 36 out of 36 he's played this season. Last season, I should say. I keep saying this season's finished now, isn't it? He concedes 1.8 goals per game. He faced 6 penalties, didn't save any of them last season. Makes 69% saves per game. His successful run-outs per game is 90%, so he's pretty good at running out. Yes, he conceded 63 goals, 59 were from inside the box and 4 from outside the box. He made a total of 143 saves last season. He made 91 inside the box and 52 from outside the box. He caught 1 and parried 22 of them. Obviously, didn't score any goals, didn't get any assists. His accurate passing per game is 78%. He has 42.4 touches per game. He kept 6 clean sheets last season. He had three errors that led to a shot, none that led to a goal, and he gave 1 penalty away all season. And he had 4 yellow cards as well. His successful dribble attempts was 100%. So he's obviously a bit of a dribbler as well, which we don't really want a goalkeeper that's going to keep on the edge of our seats. I mean, we've seen plenty of them in the past. Bruce Grobbelaar used to be the master of that, didn't he? Look, I mean, Bruce Grobbelaar, a lot of people might say, who the hell's Bruce Grobbelaar? Because a lot of younger ones in the chat, Bruce Grobbelaar used to play for Liverpool. Bit of a clown. Sometimes he gave out some stupid goals, but some of the time he was entertaining. But anyway, check him out on YouTube, Bruce Grobbelaar. But yeah, this guy, Philip Jorgensen, young goalkeeper, that's what we need to be aiming for. A young keeper to come in, maybe to come alongside Nick Pope, because I wouldn't sell Nick Pope in the summer, if I'm honest. But a young keeper to come in and hit the ground running and give that stiff competition that we could do with if we sell in Dubravka in the summer. John, Philip Jorgensen, your thoughts on him?
He's a young keeper, plays for Villarreal, 6'3", like you said as well. I think he's had a decent season in La Liga. He's made some good saves as well. And for me, I think he's really good at his feet as well for a big guy. And I think I wouldn't mind taking him, but I need a good closer look at this guy because I don't watch a lot of La Liga. I'm not going to lie, but
yeah,
you know what it is. I just think he's really, really good keeper, talented. I wouldn't mind taking a punt on him as a number 2, perhaps, and then playing for the cup games if we do get him. But it's all rumours, and it's all talking about the keeper as well. But I'll put him on the shortlist for that one, mate.
Yeah,
put him on the shortlist.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's a potential signing. I think he's worth about 25 million quid or something. So
yeah, pretty close to that.
And I'd imagine he's in I'd imagine he's in the Denmark squad for the Euros as well. So that could be an interesting one. Well, actually, he'd be playing against us, wouldn't he? Because we played Denmark in the second group game.
Yeah, Danish number 1. We've got to check on this guy as well.
Is he Danish number 1 or is it still Kasper Schmeichel?
That's a good question. Let me just go. What I'm going to do, Tom, I'm going to Google this guy up here. I'm going to Google him up now, right?
Yeah, because I don't know if he is...
Yeah, he played 6 games for Denmark since 2021. No, he's not been a cap yet. He's not won a cap yet.
He's not. Oh, well, so obviously he's just a bench warmer then on the...
Yeah. But he's played under 21, 6 under 21 games since 2021. So for me, he is 22 and he's under 21 international. So for me, I just cannot see him being number 1.
Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. But for me, I mean, look, I don't know a lot about him if I'm honest. His stats don't seem too bad. Seems a pretty confident keeper. He runs out.
Yeah.
You want somebody who can command that box, and it sounds like he commands his box pretty well, which is what you want.
Absolutely.
You want a goalkeeper
yeah.
who shouts, who tells his defenders, you know, if he's going to come for a ball, just move, get out the way. It's my ball. I'm taking command. That's what we want to see. And I think that's why the defence were a bit edgy with Dubravka, because he didn't know what he was going to do, if he was going to come out or stay back or what. Where with Nick Pope, the defence know if he's going to come out for a ball, they know he's going to come out and get that ball. You saw how better the defence looked against Brentford when Nick Pope was back than what we've looked at when we've had Dubravka in. We've been a shambles. So, yeah, I mean, look, that's what you want. I mean, look, Schmeichel used to do it. Peter Schmeichel, he used to do it. He used to just shout at his defenders, my ball, coming out, and they moved. Mm-hmm. It didn't matter who was in front of him. They moved because they knew he had control. And that's what you want. You want a keeper who can command his box, have full control, and he tells the defenders, you get out the way. You get out the way. This is my ball. I'm collecting this all day long if you move. And, yeah, so for me, if he's a commanding goalkeeper, that's what I want to see. I want to see a keeper that commands his box. Because if you've got a good keeper like that, you have a great defence.
Yeah. And Fox said he made the most saves in La Liga last season. So, I mean, the thing is, it's not Tyler's fault, according to Foxy, but at the end of the day, he's still a capable goalkeeper and still young, time on the side, and I think he'll come a long way.
Got Amanda Stavery in the chat. Hi, Tony. Hi to you, Amanda. Hope you're well. And she says, hello, Mr. Sinclair.
Hi to you, Amanda.
Remember Jelly Legs Grobbler in the Champions League final, says Lee. Myself, Amanda, I'm one of the directors from Newcastle Football Club. Jody Tune for life. Evening, lads. Good evening to you, mate. I hope you're well.
GT. Big up. Big up.
I hope Kelly don't get the left back position when we have a brilliant Hall. If Howe does that, he needs to wake up, and same if Longy plays Heritonali. Look, Trolls, I think Hall's going to start his first choice left back next season. He has to. And look, we saw what Hall's capable of, and hopefully with a good pre-season in Lewis Hall, and then the start of the season, hopefully hits the ground running. And do you know what? We could have a left back in Lewis Hall that we've paid £28 million for, which, by the way, let's be honest with you, the performance he was putting in towards the end of the season and the goal he scored against Man United, and they must hate him at Old Trafford now because that's twice he scored there this season, or the last season. Then £28 million for Lewis Hall, it's going to be a snip. It's going to be a bargain. We've robbed Chelsea, and I can tell you now, I know there is a lot of... And I work with a couple of Chelsea fans, and I'll tell you now, they turned around to me and they said Chelsea was stupid getting rid of Lewis Hall for such a low price. They said they've given him away. They said Bowley does not know the value of football. And that's from a Chelsea fan. They said Bowley does not know the true value of football. And they're probably right about that as well.
I have to agree, because I spoke to Alex on Chelsea Fans TV. Fantastic guy, he really is. I mean, I didn't think he was happy at all when Lewis came to us anyway. And most Chelsea fans are thinking the same. But end of the day, it's our gain, their loss, and he's a Newcastle fan from Slough, and I think he loves it up here. He really loves it up here, and that is the thing. So, look, like I said, we're getting him, and he could play with us the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Big up Lewis Hall.
Absolutely, John. Yeah, absolutely. He could be the left back in the next World Cup, let's be honest.
Yeah. 47 people watching the show, by the way. 47 people watching the show, I believe.
Brilliant. Yeah. Well, I've got 61 on count, yeah. So, anyway, yes, Lorraine, absolutely. Just seen that Trippier, yes, is captain tomorrow night for England at St James's Park. There will be no Anthony Gordon, as we know he's out injured still. But apparently Southgate says Gordon could be fit for Friday at Wembley. Look, it just shows you, what did VAR get wrong that night in Man United? They did not give us that penalty when Anthony Gordon clearly got caught and clearly been injured, and he's still out now. I want to hear the explanation from VAR on this. I wonder if they're actually going to turn around and say, oh, sorry, we did get it wrong on Anthony Gordon's penalty. It should have been a penalty. Because it's absolutely disgusting when you think, he got injured through that as well. So,
Yeah, I can with you. So when they got, why did not go to VAR? Why? Because they had the opportunity. They should have done it, but they
Yeah.
didn't. And we got done. That could have changed the course of the game. Do you know what I mean? We could have been back in the game, but it didn't happen, and it's gone now. So stuff the VAR, stuff your apologies, just
Yeah.
stuff your apologies. Just stick your apologies to Lorraine. Lorraine, do not shine. Do not shine.
Alan Little says, hi, Alan, by the way. He says, I'd love to see the Toon sign Elise, but don't tell Chelsea. Well, apparently Chelsea are already in for Elise, and apparently Man U's in for Eze. So there you go. The players telling Dubravka what to do too much. Foxy says, Jorgensen, decent, more saves. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's what you read before, John, wasn't it? So
yeah. Basically, like he is decent, and he's got La Liga experience anyway. And if you look at who he's played for before, he played for Villarreal. He played for Mallorca, back to his previous club before he moved on to, as a youth player, went to Villarreal and played the B team for 3 seasons for Villarreal B team, and then he made his La Liga debut last season.
Yeah, absolutely. Kishan says, if Ivan Toney gets his big money move, we get a percentage of the funds. That will help FFP. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely, it will do. And he's talked about going to Tottenham, isn't he? So let's hope that's the case. Evening, Tony, John, and chat says Wayne.
Big up, Wayne.
Good evening to you. Right. Okay. So, right. I'm unfortunately gonna upset a couple of people here now because not intentionally upset them. But I think a couple of people may get upset close to me here because of the next player that we're going to look at. This is another player that's linked with us at Newcastle United as well. And why I say a couple of people may get upset, one of them is sitting next to me, Mr. Sinclair, and the other one being a certain Mr. Ian Fleming in the chat. So I do apologise now, guys, but needs must, and we are looking at this player, and he's being linked with us, according to the media, of course. Obviously, so be prepared for the next player coming on screen, because I don't want you crying. If you're going to cry, get yourselves tissues now, and here we go. This is the player. He comes from Celtic. His name is Matt O'Reilly. There we are, and he's on screen. So we are being linked with Matt O'Reilly. Now, believe it or not, you'd think with a name like Matt O'Reilly, he's English or he's Irish. No, he's not. He's Danish. Yes, Danish. Okay, with a name like that. Anyway, he's 23 years of age. He's a left-footed midfielder. He's just over 6 foot. High pressing, playmaking and long balls are his strengths. So exactly the type of player we want in our team. Ball control can be his weakness. He started all 37 games last year. He was team of the week, believe it or not, for 21 times a week. 21 weeks he was in team of the week. He got 18 goals from midfield and 13 assists. He scored 2 headed goals, 11 left foot goals, 5 right foot goals. So a player who knows how to hit a ball with his right foot. Take note, Miguel Almiron. And he won a penalty as well. On the assists, 13 assists, he has 76.5 touches per game. He created 14 big chances last year. Made 2.5 key passes per game. His passing rate per game is 83% accurate and 26% accurate with crosses as well. Remember, he's not a winger, he's a centre midfielder. And he missed 10 big chances last season as well. So had he put, say, 4 or 5 of them away, he could have been well over 20 goals last season. Let's look at his defending. His ball recoveries per game is 5.6, which is what you want. He's had no errors that's led to a shot, no errors that led to a goal, and he's never committed any penalties either, which is absolutely fantastic. 52% per game of successful dribbles. So this guy originally started at Fulham. Then he was out of contract. Then he moved to Milton Keynes Dons. And then Celtic bought him for a fee, which is unknown, unfortunately, in 2022. So obviously Celtic saw something in him to bring him in. He's had 3 yellow cards all season and no red cards and no second yellow cards. That's led to a red card. To be honest with you, I don't watch a lot of Scottish football, unlike John and Ian Fleming, who are big Celtic fans as well. John, give me your thoughts. Matt O'Reilly, would he fit into our team? And how good is he, John? Bearing in mind, I know a lot of people are going to say beforehand, oh, but it's in Scotland and it's a Mickey Mouse league. It's an easy league. There's only 2 teams. Yes, we know that. But there is good players who have come down from Scotland and have done well in England. You know, look at Andy Robertson. He went to Hull, then he went to Liverpool, and he's excelled. There is a lot of players come down from Scotland and do well. Some come down and don't cut it. John Robertson, came to Newcastle, was absolutely dross. John, Matt O'Reilly, 1, will he cut it in the Premier League? And 2, would he be the right signing for us?
Yes, and a yes. And here's why. Because the goal stats says it all, yeah? And he works so hard for the team. He's a great player. He can assist as well. 18 assists last season as well, 19 goals. And he'll fit in. He'll absolutely fit in. All action midfield. I would have a problem with him as well. And like he says, Wilkshaw could do a bit better, but I don't know. But look at Henry Larsson. Absolutely fantastic. World class. A world class player playing the SPL. Yeah. This guy, I'm not saying it's world class, but I think he'd fit in really well. He's English and he can spread the ball about. He's scored some cracking goals as well. No problems at all. I tell you what, he's better than Longstaff, by the way. I can't even lie. Levels above Longstaff all day long. But I wouldn't mind taking him. But we've got so many midfielders on our books, yeah? It's overloaded. We have to get rid of a couple.
But do you not think, John, no, if we saw Longstaff, he could be the perfect replacement for Longstaff, because it's not necessarily saying he'll play every game, but then he's somebody you can bring off the bench if you want to change a game and you want to swap around.
Well, I mean, look, I think, like I said, I have no problems with him selling and get rid of Longstaff, 100%. Get rid of Longstaff, yeah? The sooner that guy goes, the better. He is not good enough for Newcastle United. I know people's going to say, yeah, but gives you work with, he's a local lad. Yeah, but be a local lad and give you work with ain't necessarily going to win you cups or titles or fight top 4 every year, yeah? But he needs to be moved on. He needs to be moved on big time because we need quality in the team. I think Matt O'Reilly will absolutely do well for Newcastle if he comes. But there's only rumours. We have to wait and see. So for me, I'm going to I say yes to him. We'll see what Eddie say.
Yeah. Jody Toonfilay says, yeah, it did go to VAR, John, but they're stuck with the on-field decision. I want referees to ref the game, not VAR. Even if he got that decision wrong at Old Trafford. I mean, yeah, absolutely, true, Jody. I mean, look, I think VAR should have asked the referee to go and have another look.
Yeah.
You know, maybe some people are saying maybe should we go down the route where maybe each team gets 2 reviews, so you can say to the referee, I review this, and they go to the monitor and have a look. Whether it worked or not, I don't know. But they need to sort it out. But we'll see. VAR work very well in the Euros. I'm telling you now, we will do.
It'll work.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got your subtle reminder in the chat. Right. So coming on. Foxy says O'Reilly, no doubt. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. JK says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you, mate. I hope you're well.
JK.
Yeah, absolutely. Ian says, great player. Tony has an English mother. He scored 19 goals and 18 assists in all competitions, can play anywhere in the midfield. I mean, Ian, I'm surprised you've not thrown anything at me because, obviously, I mean, how much is he? I mean, look, to be honest with you, I think he could do a decent job for us. If I'm honest, I think he could. He could do the job for us. It's just whether we can convince Celtic to sell him. And that is the thing. one, you've got to convince Celtic to sell him. They don't have to sell him. They don't have to sell him, but
I'd take a punt
there's
on
always
that
a
guy.
chance when it's Premier League. Yeah.
I'd take a punt on this guy. I really would. I really would take a punt. I know people say that, he's playing the SPL. Well, no, but he is a quality player. I'd take a chance on him. But Celtic wants 25 mil for this guy.
Yeah. But 25 million, that's still not a bad show considering the goals he scored.
I agree. You get what you're paying for. And do MK Dons get a percentage, though, if Celtic do decide to sell him? Or surely do.
I would imagine so.
JK
says Mattarelli's been very impressive for Celtic. He's been a joy to watch. I don't watch a lot of Scottish football, so a lot of people say they quite like him. Jody Toonfillet says, well, just remember where Villa got John McGinn, where he came from. Yeah, absolutely. He came from Hibs, didn't he? So, yeah, absolutely.
Cost 4 million quid.
Yeah. I don't think Eddie will let Sean Longstaff leave, to be honest. Eddie likes Longstaff. But the thing is, though, there's no talks of him getting a new deal. He's only got a year left. And on an FFP loophole, if we sell Longstaff, we get 100% profit, remember. So that even helps us more. So I think we will sell him. I really do. I think he will go in the summer. Only based on the FFP side of it as well. What do you think, John?
Because that last bit of game, mate, I just had a pause on.
Yeah, I think with Sean Longstaff, because we get a full profit on the FFP because he's homegrown.
Yeah.
Like any club does when they sell a homegrown player, then I think we will, just to get around that loophole, so that'll help our FFP out as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. He's got William left on his contract, yeah, and I think it's a perfect time to sell him. I don't think Sean's going to take us anywhere. Do you know what I mean? He's gone as far as he can in Newcastle. He's not going to be improved, yeah? So I think we may as well just get rid of him, get rid of 36, and go and send him to, well, it should have been Leeds, but they haven't been promoted. But for me, I think Southampton would be a good club for him. Ipswich, maybe, yeah? Or, dare I say it, even Everton.
Everton, yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know. They were linked to him. I think they were linked to him last season.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think if he's going to go, he'd probably go for a lesser Premier League team. But you know what? Get rid of him for 15 mil, and then, like you said, Tor, that helps us with PSR, FFP.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, John. So, yeah. We will see. We will see, won't we? Right. So, Tino says Sean Dyche would love Sean, runs for days, never gets tired. I think he'd be a good one once he recovers from that injury. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout at all. Alan says, I think if the offer came in for Longstaff, I'm sure the club would sell him. Yeah, I mean, Leeds were interested in him, but obviously they've, thing with Leeds United now is they're not coming up the Premier League. So maybe Southampton maybe signed Fraser as well. So hopefully that's another one we can get out the door as well. So let's hope anyway. That would be absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the next player I'm going to bring up on screen that we are being linked with as well is none other than this guy, Sporting Lisbon's Ousmane Diomande. Now then, Cote d'Ivoire, he plays for Ivory Coast, as we know it. 20 years of age, about 6'5", centre back. He can play centre back and he can play right back as well. Ground jewels are his strengths. He's got no outstanding weaknesses. He started 25 out of 26 games. He's been in Team of the Week 3 times. He's got 2 goals. His expected XG was 1.82, so he's actually beat his expected goals. He's got 1 assist. His expected assists was 0.49, so he's actually beaten that as well. Now, he's missed 3 big chances this season. He's had 2 goals from inside the box, so none have come from outside the box as well. His accurate passing per game is 92%, so that's very, very impressive for a centre-back. So he's obviously a ball-playing centre-back. Another Fabian Schär. 7 clean sheets he's been involved with this season. He's had 1 error that's led to a shot, but none that's led to a goal, and hasn't committed any penalties. 75% successful dribbles per game as well. 5.1 per game of his ball recoveries, which is absolutely fantastic. He's had 5 yellow cards all season. He's had 1 second yellow card that's led to a red, and he's had 1 red card as well. So, look, for the Cote Ivory Coast, he's made 4 appearances, but not scored a goal. There's talks around about 60, 70 million, I think, for this guy. 20 years of age, long way to go in the game. Him and Botman would be absolutely terrific together once Botman's back and fit from his ACL. Schär's not getting any younger. We need a replacement eventually for Schär, when Schär will retire and go back to his first club that he ever played for to be a director. This lad would fit the bill. He could be our centre-half for the next 10 years. John, Ousmane Diomande, yes or no to that?
100%. I'd take this guy all day long. Also, I would happy to take Nacho as well as partner in crime as well. And a lot of people hasn't mentioned this guy for quite a while. But for me, I mean, I think Nacho would be a slightly cheaper option. I mean, he signed his contract last season, and it does end until 2027. But Diomande, I mean, Macy loves this guy. She loves this guy. But for me, I think he could be available, but I think he'll probably stay there for 1 more year. 1 more year of Sporting, and then after that, I think he goes. But Amarin's still there, yeah? And I think he'll stay there next season as well. But I'll take him all day long. He's a young player, plays back from the back, like you said, and he's a big, strong lad, big unit as well. 6'3", not 6'5", 6'3". And I think he will be absolutely dynamic for Newcastle. Yeah, he's only 2 years old. 21 in December, by the way. 5 caps at Ivory Coast as well. And he's made 28 appearances this season, 2 goals. And he's a unit, physical. I think he'd be perfect for the Premier League. But for me, I'll give him another year with Sporting Lisbon and then come again next season. Then his valuation is going to go up again.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Do you take him now? Do you take him now when the money is right? Or would you wait the following season? And if he has a great season, whoosh, his value goes up as well. Great defender. Like I said, 10-year.
I think if there's a chance of getting him now, John, you take it.
Absolutely.
Because, as you say, if he has a cracking season next season, the transfer value then goes up a lot more. And you really want to risk that going up a lot more. So, yeah, if the way I look at it, no, absolutely, I would say, yeah. If he's available and we can get him for a decent price, go and get him, because this lad is a baller. Let's be honest.
Exactly. And Jordy Tuna, like I said as well, he's made a great point as well when it comes to the comments, right? The African combinations will be a problem if you sign this guy. It could be out for about 6 weeks. And that's another problem. Do we really want to sign this guy? Bearing in mind that African combinations around January, February time, can we afford to miss like 6-7 games with this guy? That's the problem.
But then there's ways of getting around that. If you've got cover in that position that can step in, that is either just as good as him. Then if you've got that cover that can just come in and step in and do the business while he's away, then technically you won't miss him for them for 5, 6, 7 games, whatever. Depends how far Ivory Coast. They normally go pretty well in they go normally pretty deep in these competitions, the AFCON. So look, I'm sure it's something the club are looking at. Maybe they've looked at him. Maybe they've got somebody else on the radar as well. But again, I would absolutely take him.
I would.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely, John.
Definitely. But
now this goes on to the next
big competition.
Sorry, John. This now goes on to the next player. Now, this is another player we've been linked with since last Sunday. And so I was talking about covering centre halves, wasn't I? Well, this guy's on the radar as well. And his name is Dean Hyson. There you go. He's on screen now. And he is currently on loan at Roma to the end of June. And then he goes back to Juve. 19 years of age. He's a Spaniard. He's a two-footed centre-back, so he can play with either foot, which is outstanding. So you can play left centre-back or right centre-back. Absolutely brilliant. Now, we know he hasn't played a lot of games last season for Roma. He only started 4 out of 14. He got 2 goals. No assists. He didn't participate in the team that kept any clean sheets because he didn't play a lot, really, to be honest with you. He's had 1 error that's led to a shot, 1 that's led to a goal. He's not committed any penalties. But again, he's had 4 yellow cards. Young lad, 19 years of age. They reckon around 20 million quid you could get him for. He's one for the future, but he's also one for now as well. Obviously, it's been hard for him getting in that Roma team. But he's young. He's got time on his side. Nowhere near his, he's nowhere near his peak anyway. So if we did have Diamande, then you've got somebody there who could step in. Give him a pre-season at the club and then bring him on gently in the Premier League. This lad could end up being a bowler, and he could he be the next Piqué or whoever, Nadal or whatever centre back. Spain have produced some good centre backs over the years, and I would take a punt. Would you, John, if we got him for 20 million?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he is so composure on the ball. I mean, he started his career in Juve in the Serie C of the Juve reserves, next generation. That's what the team's called. Excuse me. And he is such a talented young defender. That is why he's getting games at Roma. I mean, he brings the ball up from the back well, and he's a great tackler. He's quick for a big guy. I'm not going to lie to you. And, he's so calm with the tackles as well. He doesn't get stressed. Brilliant intercept in the pass as well. He reads the game as well. When he was at Juve in Serie C, the next generation, he's the primary penalty taker as well. And he's successful with penalty kicks as well. His passing ability is absolutely brilliant. Excuse me, sorry about that. And it offers a very passes as well. I think this guy's distributed the ball really, really well for a young lad. Like you said, Tony, both-footed, build up from the back well. And let's be real, right? I mean, his aerial duels is easy. He wins that most of the time, gets off the corners. And I tell you what, strikers do not like playing against this guy, even though he's a young lad. Now, he's got 1 Spanish under 21 cap so far. And he's played in 11s on the 19 as well, Dutch on 19 as well. But I'm not any IT kid. Please don't think that. But if I was a betting guy, right, I think you end up going to Spain. That's just my word, because he wants to be a Spanish international. And to do that, he needs to be playing in Spain. That's my worry, Tony. That is my worry, yeah? And yes, he made a mistake. I think it's against Udinese, I think it was. And got dropped, lost his place for that as well, which I think is a bit harsh for the young lad. But he's young. And he's got a lot to learn, man. I mean, you can't have a go at him because he made a mistake at 19. Do you know what I mean? But I think, even though I take a punt on this guy, I think he'd end up going to Spain if I was a betting guy. But don't want to watch. He's a talented lad.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, Foxy come up with a good... sorry, not Foxy, Clarky. I'll come up with it in a minute. JK says, if Chiesa was available, would you want Newcastle to sign him? I think he'd be class if we sign him. Right.
100%.
I've said this before. Absolutely, because he can play anywhere across the front three. Yes, he's had injury record. His injuries have been there. But, to be honest with you, he's a class player, and I would take him absolutely now. Foxy says he lost his place at Roma after his mistake against Udinese, and what a mistake that was, lol. But again, Foxy,
That's awful.
he's young enough to recover from these mistakes. That's the thing. So,
13 appearances, Tony, and 2 goals for the Giallasarasi.
Alan says we already have a young centre-back in Alex Murphy. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Trippier's made loads of mistakes this season, says Cham. Absolutely, man. That's the thing. Yeah, absolutely. Scott says, Keys has 2 patient injuries, no chance. Alan says, evening, guys. When does the window open this week? No, it's not for a couple of weeks yet, Alan. Right, so Clarkey comes up with a great point. And I'll pop him on screen there. He is. Clarkey says, Memphis Depay would be a good shout as a backup for Isak, experience international with Premier League experience. I mean, look, Atletico Madrid are allowing him to go free in the summer. He is being linked with a return to the Netherlands. Looking at his stats, he's 30 years of age. He's on a free. He's got no outstanding strengths, no outstanding weaknesses. He started 9 out of 23 games last season. He scored 5 goals and has 1 assist to his name and picked up 2 yellow cards all season. He's had no errors that's led to a shot or a goal or committed any penalties. Look, he's got experience, Memphis Depay. Yes, we know not at Man United wasn't his greatest hour. But look, he's played well wherever he's been since then. And look, free transfer depends what the wages he wants as well. I sort of agree with Clark. Yeah, I think he would be good backup because he's not injury prone like Callum Wilson is. And if we sell Wilson on and say we're selling Fraser on, then, we'll shift some money off the wage bill so we could accommodate him. John, what would you be happy taking Memphis Depay?
He did have the success at Man United, did he? That is the thing. But he's a much experienced player. And if he came back to Newcastle, I'd give him another chance. I'd definitely give him another chance to back up for Isak. I think he could come up and surprise everybody. Do you know what I mean? But if you look at where he's played at Lyon, right? 63 goals, 139 games in Ligue 1, 13 goals and 30 for Barca, 9 goals and 31 for Atletico Madrid. So, you know what? He's still got it. He has still got it. Do you know what I mean? Even at 30.
Yeah.
And I'd just give him another chance if he was available. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to say, oh, no, he didn't make it in the Premier League. But to me, I'll give him another chance. But he could fit in. I mean, he'd be a good backup for Isak. But does he really want to be a backup to Isak? That is the thing. He probably won't have a choice. I think I'd take him and get him on loan. Or if it's a fee buy, get him on a 1-year loan. See how he does.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, John. So that's a good shot, that Clarkey. Kishan says, Trevor Chalobah, should we go for him? I think Man United are in for him. But look, I'm not so sure on Chalobah. I'm not really sold on him.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's a young lad, right? He wants more game time. And do you know what? I'd take a punt on this guy because I think he's got potential. And I know I shouldn't say that P word. Yeah, I'd rather go for an experienced defender. But this guy, he's got potential, and I think he can go a long, long way. However, if you look at the defence we've got, take out Botman, all our defenders is 30 and over. So you do need a young player coming in. That is the thing. Go back to Foxy as well. We wanted 150k a week at Let's Go. I'm sorry, Foxy, I didn't realize how much you was on a week. I didn't realize that. Didn't realize that at all.
That's true, Foxy. But yeah, I mean, look, it was just a good shout from Clarkey. So, we just had a look at it and, I'm not saying we're going in for him, but I'm just, it was just Clarkey asked. So I just thought I'd just share that one with everybody and see what people's thoughts were. But yeah, I think he'll go back to the Netherlands. I think he'll end up somewhere like Ajax, PSV, or maybe Feyenoord, somewhere like that. And possibly see the rest of his career out. But he said he's not even talking to any clubs or anything at the moment because all he's focused on is the Euros at the moment. So any clubs that want to speak to Depay, they'll have to wait after the Euros because he's not interested at the moment. He's focused for the Netherlands. And that's fair enough. At least he's got his head screwed on. And, because why should he want to be distracted by wherever he's going to play next season? He'd rather wait after the Euros and sort it out, which is fair play to him as well.
Yeah. Going back to Chiesa, right? And yes, he had 2 bad injuries, yeah. But he came back on November 2022, so after 10 months. But he did play full season, so he's played 54 times for Juve, or for old lady roller to call that. We're talking about he's been there for 4 seasons, 2-year loan as well. So altogether 98 games, and he scored 21 goals in the process. And he's Italian national, 7 goals, 45 games. And if you get a free injury season from this guy, he'd be an absolute asset. He's got 1 year left on his contract as well with Juve. So the right money, then I'd love to have him so you can look after Tonali. I'd take him all day long because he's better. He's levels than Amaron. Levels all day long. Whew.
Absolutely, John. And when you look at that picture, he looks absolutely brilliant in black and white. And it's Adidas. So it's, you just have to swap the badges around, and so we know he's already in black and white, and I'm sure he would swap them black and white stripes of Uwe for the black and white stripes of Newcastle United as well.
Yeah, fact. I mean, get this guy in. Do you know what I mean? But it's rumours, but leave that to Eddie Howe. He decides.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, John. Absolutely. But yeah, look, but as I say, if we've been linked with him a lot of times with when I think we're linked every transfer window with Chiesa, but nothing seems to be coming out about it. But hopefully, something may come around soon, and hopefully we'll find out what's going to happen in due course. But you never know. Watch this space.
Definitely.
Just so we'll just have to wait and see. Right. One last thing I want to mention before we actually wrap up tonight as well, because look, obviously this has been doing the rounds as well, and obviously we know that we are looking for, as you know, a director of football, and apparently the favourite for the job now is the man that's coming on screen, and that is Johannes Spors, who is a 41-year-old German. Look, don't know too much about him, to be honest with you. And because we know he's been at, he's been around different clubs and things like that. So, as I say, we don't know a lot about him. Just trying to find him on here, but look. Johannes Spors, obviously we know he currently works for, at the moment, he currently works for 777 Partners, which I know a lot of people are a bit like, I'm not so sure about that. I mean, look, he's 41, he's a German. We don't know massive amounts about him, if I'm honest. But if you look at the work that he's done, as I see, works for 77 Partners. He's their global sports director, and he looks after teams that they are owned. So the likes of Genoa, Standard Liège, Red Star FC, and Vasco da Gama and Brazil. So he's the global sporting director of all those clubs. If he had got the Everton takeover, he'd be Everton sporting director as well. In the past, he's worked at Genoa, is the chief executive officer. That was from December 21 till July 22, so he only stayed there just over a year, which is a bit concerning. Vitesse Arnhem in Holland, he stayed there from 2020 till 2021, so about 9 months he was there. At Hamburg, he was the chief scout. He was chief scout at Leipzig as well. He was head of scouting at Hoffenheim and chief analyst at Hoffenheim. and a video analyst at Hoffenheim. Obviously, he was there when they got Joe Linton from Sporting Recife. So obviously, Joe Linton possibly knows who Johannes Spors is as well. Apart from that, there is not a lot of information we know about him. But we know he's gone from being obviously a video analyst up to a global sporting director. Maybe because 7-7 partners are in trouble. Maybe he wants out of there. Is it a good move for Newcastle United? I'm not sure because, as I say, we don't know what his record is of signing players. I mean, John, what's your thoughts on Johannes Spors?
I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of this guy for a couple of months now. But for me, we looking for a sport director for months and months and months. This should have got over the line. I mean, I don't know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? It's taken a long time. They know Ash was going to go, right? But Dougie Freeman's turned us down to stay at Palace. What's going on? What is going on? I mean, why have we not got a sporting director over the line? Yeah, this should have got sorted out months ago. Work for new season. But go back to Johannes Spors. I mean, all those clubs you mentioned, right? I mean, it hasn't last long at the end of the money. Do you know what I mean? He's not a sport director I would take because he's not been in the clubs long term, hasn't he? Do you know what I mean? How long is he going to stay in Newcastle for? 2 year max? That's not what we want. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Go out there and get someone like a Paul Mitchell, yeah? Go out there, all right, and take out Luis Campos as well. Try and get him out of PSG, yeah? But that's not going to happen anytime soon. Go out there and get someone's going to come in as sporting director, right? I mean, I just wish Michael Zorc was 20 years younger or even 10 years younger because he's one of the best sporting directors in the world, right? Where he's at Borussia Dortmund, yeah? But Monchi is gone to Aston Villa. They got no chance of getting this guy, yeah? And Sabatini used to be at Roma and Genoa. Is it Genoa? No. Sabatini used to be at Roma and Inter, I think. No chance. He has done it for a long time, yeah? But let's be real, right? Tony should have been done months and months and months ago, yeah? We need to get one in way by this month. That is the maximum because we need a director of football. That is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the only positive and negative with this guy is a 777. I think twice about getting this guy. Honestly, go out there and get a sporting director who is a winner and has won things at the club. Get them in. Simple as that. Who's that Chelsea guy? Used to be at Chelsea. Is that Michael Embolo, whatever his name is?
Michael Emiliano.
Yeah, he's at Saudi now, isn't he? So you're not going to get him.
Yeah, he's director there, yeah.
So they got no chance there. But I tell you what, we left ourselves wide open, man. I mean, this should have got to over the line months ago. Yeah, we know Dan Ash is going to be on the way, right? It's been about 4 or 5 months for director of football. What's going on? What's going on here? Yeah. People saying that, yeah, but you got to take time. Well, not really. They should have been over the line. Should have been over the line. And
I
now,
mean, Paul Mitchell was supposed to be the... Yeah, because Paul Mitchell was supposed to be the favourite, wasn't he? But then it just all went to just nothing else happened about that. So I don't know what's going on. So maybe, I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
Like, Paul Mitchell.
I mean, why do you not get him? Talk to him, like, you know what I mean? But he doesn't stay long. That's the thing. And that means we're going to have to get him on a long term. I tell you another thing as well, right? If I can remember it. And this is the thing, man. Get them in. I mean, just now we're scrambling. We're scrambling now because we're just so stressed and getting sorted director. Simple as that. But we need to get them in for years and years and years. Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing is, I've got it now. A lot of people are saying that sport directors is being put off joining Newcastle because of what happened to Dan Ashworth, the way we treated Dan Ashworth. And think, yo, I'm not coming. I'm not going to come. Garden leave, blah, blah, blah. That's that. So they're blaming us of the way we treated Dan Ashworth. And he's the part of the blame as well.
Foxy says Johannes Spors has a decent resume. only negative is the link to 777. Yeah, absolutely, Foxy. I mean, I don't know a lot about him. I mean, obviously, he was like, he was at Hoffenheim in 2015 when they signed Joe Linton from Sporting Recife for 2.2 million. And the fact that he looks for stuff in Vasco da Gama, then maybe there are some players at Vasco that you may think, oh, hang on, bring them to Newcastle United, Foxy also goes on to say, Spurs done well at Hoffenheim, bringing in Joe Linton and Cher, did well at Leipzig, identifying Canate on a free, Werner, Keita, Lima, Upamecano, Vitesse, Genoa, Melbourne, Vasco, Red Star, all good. So,
but he hasn't been at clubs so long though. That is the thing.
Well, he's the sport director of the And Foxy says the standard Liège has been the real negative on his resume. That's the only thing. I mean, look, maybe this guy is good. We don't know. Alan says, what about Maldini? He would have been ideal. Absolutely would have been ideal.
That's gone quiet for some reason. Don't know what happened there.
Keegan for the job. The weird Dan Ashworth that has just BS by Man U fans online. I mean, look, yeah, we haven't treated Dan Ashworth bad in any way. He's let himself down, sending emails to his own club. What an idiot! What an idiot! So there's Newcastle maybe pursuing a court case at this rate over tapping up as well. So,
yeah, because that email as well. Yeah. Bosh! I tell you what, he scored a massive own goal there, Dan Anthony. Wow. Yeah. I tell you what, they'd be in trouble. So would the club.
Absolutely. Right, guys and girls, we've had a great show tonight. We are coming to the end of the show. John, do you want to let people know where they can find you and what you've got coming up soon?
Yeah, of course you can. I mean, thanks for having us on, Tony, and just doing another great blast as well. And so Monday and Tuesday I'm not going to be here because I'll be in Ellesbury. I've got work, so I've got to do a course for work. So I need to find out more about it. So I'll be going there Monday night, and I shall be back until Wednesday. So I'll be doing a stream on Wednesday or Thursday. Keep your eyes peeled for that. I may do some uploads as well, maybe tomorrow on Tuesday. Keep your eyes peeled for that. And if you want to follow my channel, it's John Sinclair TV. I'm just going to type it in a bit so people can subscribe to my channel. My numbers is going up considerably as well. So it's all about grafting hard and getting the job done as well. So, so like I said, just I'll probably do the Real Talk podcast probably in the week, Thursday or Friday. Also, we're going to do the player ratings, seasonal player ratings as well, and keep or sell. There's loads of content to talk as well. We're going to talk about also about IT cares in the north as well and full of death as well. Probably do like a board meeting content. So it's going to be a board meeting content or emergency meeting, one of the two. Not managers, but good shows as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that, guys. And thanks for having us, Tony.
Yeah. Guys, before I say it, there's breaking news just coming through now, guys. And it's not great breaking news, let's be honest. Some very sad news, to be fair. And it concerns a different sport completely to football. It concerns rugby league, and it is Rob Burrow, the rugby league player who raised awareness for MND, motor neuron disease, has sadly died at the age of 41.
Sad.
So he's had the disease for 4 years, and it's now unfortunately taken his life. Such sad time this is for his family as well. Such a young age as well. MND is an awful disease. So the sad news that's just coming through now is that he has passed away at the age of 41. Rest in peace, Rob Burrow.
Yeah, what a fantastic rugby league player that guy is. He makes things happen. I think he's a hooker as well for Leeds Rhinos, and he makes things happen for that team. You know what I mean? He's a winner at that rugby league. He's a legend at Leeds as well. So, Leeds fans, Headley, rugby league world, what a sad miss. Absolute sad miss. Rest in peace, Rob Burrow. You'll never be forgotten, mate. What a player.
Yeah. So guys, you know where you can find me on my channel, and it's all Black and White TV, and you know where my socials are. What have I got coming up? Well, tomorrow night, 6:30, join me live at 6:30, because I'll have the pre-match show for England versus Bosnia and Herzegovina at St James's Park. So that's tomorrow night. So do join me for that, where I'll bring you the lineups of both sides. See how many names I can pronounce on the Bosnia and Herzegovina side. So we'll have a look at that. In any Newcastle news that's happened in the daytime, any links, we'll have a look at them as well. So we'll do the pre-match for that tomorrow night, and then maybe we'll do a match review on the Tuesday for the England game as well. So everybody, make sure you go. If you go to the England game, enjoy the game, stay safe. Look, these England games are bringing much revenue into the club, so it's absolutely fantastic that we've got them. We should be pleased we've got them, you know. It's been a long time since we last had an England game at St James's Park. They normally go off to Old Trafford or wherever, or St Mary's. But thankfully, they've decided to come to Newcastle United, and that's fantastic, because that'll just help our revenue as well. So, guys, join me for that tomorrow night at 6:30. And Ian and Lacey and RIP Rob as well. But yeah, do join me for that at 6:30 tomorrow night. And if you have not already done it, but do so, then please do leave a like. It does help the channel. So if you haven't yet smashed the like, then please do give it a like. It really does help. And if you are new to the channel, come and hit the subscribe. I am 32 away from 1200. So if you haven't yet subscribed, come and subscribe if you think the channel's a great channel, where we tell you facts, not fiction. Also, hit that bell notification. That will tell you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows as well. You can join as a member for 99p, and you can always make a donation anytime you want, hitting the $ in the chat. All money reinvested back into the channel to bring you these great shows. So thank you very much indeed, and thank you for John coming on tonight as well. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, it's been a cracking show. We've looked at a few players, even looked at a potential director of football if he comes in. But yeah, and remember, the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. It's bye-bye from me.
We're the lads.
We're the lads.